Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Lars here, and today we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump in, and we're going to check out some more Ultra Holiday Cup. So let's do it. Please remember to like and subscribe. Getting really close to that 1,000 mark, and I want to thank everybody who has done so. All right, now let's go ahead. Here's some Charizard action. They switch it up, and so do we. Now this Togekiss, the only thing we need to worry about is it killing it with its fast. It's going to throw a superpower here. Don't worry about it. Just shield that thing, eat the shield, get ready, and then we're going to throw this Ancient Power against, you guessed it, Charizard. So Charizard comes in, throw this Ancient Power, and let it absolutely shield. There's nothing else it can do, and then we're just going to keep on farming it down. Here's the kicker. That Charizard, it has Dragon Breath. So you know what that means? We resist it. So here comes another Ancient Power, and that's that. Unfortunately, they also built up 2 Blast Burns. So go ahead, throw that Lapras in there, and watch the first Blast Burn hit us. There it goes. And then charge up as best we can, and here comes the second Blast Burn. Go ahead and shield that Blast Burn as well. There it goes. And then let's throw a little bit of Surf action, and that will take care of our friend Charizard. Now, here comes a Virizion. Virizion versus Virizion. Here's the thing. My Virizion has probably the worst IVs you can even imagine. It's literally super bad. But their Virizion, it doesn't have Sacred Sword. It has a Leaf Blade, and it has Stone Edge. It does not have Sacred Sword. So you know what that means? Neither of its attacks are super effective against me, which means that I'm going to win this. And even if they would have had Sacred Sword, at least I have a Lapras hanging out in the back, waiting just in case, so it can come in and do like a couple fast moves to kill it. That was kind of my plan, but hey, it happens. Let's move on to the next one. All right, and for battle number 2, let's see what we got. This one took a little bit of time to load a new person. Had to exit the lobby and then hop back in. Sometimes it does take a little bit, but you know, it happens, right? All right, so we have a Ninetales, and immediately what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready. After that weak connection comes, I'm going to throw a Surf. And it's all about Surf. And remember, watch this. This Ninetales can actually kill me, but here's the kicker. When it kills me, it's going to have just a sliver of health left. And a lot of people expecting Giratina in the back will actually try to save their fairies, their charmers, because they need it against Giratina. So this person, they quick switch immediately to Snorlax. We are bringing in Virizion, getting that Sacred Sword off. It is actually going to throw something that I know that Snorlax has a plethora of charged moves, but it throws an Outrage. Normally, Snorlax will use Body Slam and Superpowers, so that was definitely weird. Something I was not expecting that totally threw me off guard. And then here comes that Ninetales again. We're going to throw the Sacred Sword and call it a day. Say goodbye to our friend Virizion. And then we're bringing on in Lapras. They quick switch to Giratina, a Giratina of their own, which is great news for us because we have Togekiss. Here comes Togekiss, and at this point, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We got this. 100% got this. There's not much else it can do. It can hit us with that Ancient Power. We have 2 shields left. They're going to throw a Dragon Claw here. I shield just for, whatever. There's that shield, and then when Ninetales comes in, yeah, stalls a little bit, but again, nothing it can really do. Game over, we win. And it's on to battle number 3. So we end up going like 4-1. We lose the 4th one of this set, but still 4-1. I will take that all day, every day. 4-1 is great. So this is a little bit of deja vu action from yesterday. I don't think it's the same person, but it's the same style. And just like I said, people love to try to fake me out and bait me when they're using an Aurorus. So they don't shield there, and then it looks like they're going to throw a Meteor Beam, but they don't. It's a Weather Ball. Not going to fall for it. It happens all the time with Aurorus. Second one, though, is a Meteor Beam. There it is. And so we're going to throw a Surf. And this one, just like I shield, they're going to shield as well. There it goes. And then here's the thing. They're going to get another Meteor Beam ready to go. As soon as I throw this Surf, they're going to use their last shield to protect their Aurorus. So I say, you know what? I'm going to catch that Meteor Beam. I knew they were going to throw it, so there's Virizion. Have fun, because I resist it. So they quick switch to Giratina, and they say, you know what? we have a Ghost Dragon. So best we can do here is just throw that Stone Edge. Stone Edge after Stone Edge as best we can. In fact, we can only get one off because they use a Dragon Claw here. But you know what? That's totally okay because we have our friend Lapras coming back in. There it is. It's going to throw an Ancient... Well, I thought it was going to throw an Ancient Power. It's actually just a Dragon Claw, so we're good. Here comes Togekiss because I wanted to deplete their charged energy before we brought Togekiss in because it hurts Togekiss a lot more than it does our friend Lapras. So there's the Aurorus. Aurorus is done. They have 0 shield. Let's see who's in the back. It is a Ninetales. So we throw the Ancient Power, and unfortunately I do not get that attack boost and defense boost, but it's totally fine because Lapras has a Surf almost ready to go. There it is. Here comes the Surf, and after the Surf, they'll get one charge move off, but you know what? We got a shield. And so with that shield, we're able to do just as it's intended. We're able to shield it. Here comes Giratina, 1 boop, and it is over. On to battle number 4. This is the one I lose, and this person actually does a really good job. I usually look for people trying to bait me, and this person goes straight for the throat. They don't try for any baits. They just try to throw sludge bombs. You'll see here in a second, but man, this was intense. I was totally expecting them to try to bait me, but they didn't. So they did a good job. So here we go. Immediately charging up that Surf. Charge it, charge it, charge it, use it, and then here it comes, and they actually don't shield here, which is very common. There it is. And then I quick switch to Brazian, they quick switch to Gengar. In hindsight, I should have thrown a Sacred Sword just to do a little bit, because usually people with Gengar will use both shields, as this person does, because it's such a squishy Pokemon that is very powerful. So most of the time people will use both shields. So there's that Sludge Bomb. I throw in Lapras, expecting it to use like a Shadow Punch or something. But they use another Sludge Bomb. And there it goes. I'm going to use this Surf, and they actually shield the Surf. There we go. And then I bring in Togekiss. And again, I think it's going to be a Shadow Punch, but it is a Sludge Bomb. And so they get me 1, 2, 3. There we go. And it is on to the next one. So here we go. And for the last one, we are up against a Giratina. And let's see what they do. They immediately switch to Sand Slash, and it is a Shadow Sand Slash. So that means that we're going to do some serious damage here. But remember, we're also Grass, so they're going to do some damage to us. They showed the first one as we thought they would, and they have double charged it. Go ahead, tank the first one, and then get ready, shield the second. There we go, and that is shielded, and throw this Sacred Sword. They choose not to shield, which is great news for us, because Charizard is coming on in. We're going to throw this Sacred Sword, but they do use their last shield on it, so we were able to get that bait. Sweet, and so here comes our Charizard, not Charizard, here comes our Lapras, throwing this Surf, and this will do a number on it. And then they're going to go ahead, they're going to get a Blast Burn off here. There it goes. And then they're going to get one last charge move off, but it's totally fine because they have Giratina in the back. And here comes Giratina. And then, of course, we have Togekiss, and the rest is history. Game over. That's 4-1 for the first set. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the second. All right, everybody, it's time to go ahead and check out round number 2. And I went 4-1 this last battle, this last set. Then I go 3-2 and then 4-1. So overall, a pretty good day, pretty productive. Anytime you are gaining Evo, that's great. It's the losing it that's a problem. You could go 3-2 all 5 sets, which I've done, and still have an awesome day. So Ninetales, they immediately switch out for Ampharos, and this is where they get me. I actually lose this battle. This person does a pretty good job of baiting me out, baiting out my fighter, just because ABB with electric type in this Ultra Holiday Cup is super rare. I think this is either the first or second time I've seen it. Very, very rare. And so now they can bring back in their Charmer to kill my Virizion, and then in the back they have Magnezone. So it's extremely rare to see that, just because, um, well, you'll see here in a second, they actually catch my surf, but it kind of helped me in a little bit. But the problem is there are a lot, and the reason why I probably don't see this team a lot is because there are a bunch of Charizard hanging out in Ultra Holiday Cup. So that could be it, but just not a very common thing to see. But they did a really good job, and so I'll give them that. And then it's going to go ahead, and I'm going to shield it here. It's a mirror shot. Drops my attack, and then they're going to do another mirror shot. I shield this one, and then they get one more in. I still survive, but at that point, it's really kind of just time to quit, time to hang it on up. And at this point, there I go, we are down. So it's on to the next battle. And here we go. And that's always like the worst feeling when you go like 1 and 2, or you lose the first one or you lose the first two. And then not off to a great start, but we switch in Virizion. They bring on in Giratina, and whenever that happens, just keep on hitting it with that Stone Edge. Not much else you can do. They're going to beat you, but you're going to do a lot of damage to it. So we're going to go ahead and just tank this Dragon Claw. There it is. I actually saw, and I think you'll see it here, a Giratina with Shadow Sneak instead of Dragon Claw. Ancient Power combo, so that was kind of weird, but people like to try weird stuff and new stuff. I was trying to bait that shield. I knew, really small chance they would actually go for it, but why not? There's an Ancient Power, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Here comes another one. No problem. Good thing Lapras is tanky. And that Giratina is down. Now it's time to go ahead and take care of this Pokemon. And here comes a Night Slash. Obviously, it's using a Night Slash here. Here comes another one. They were trying to, make me think it was a Gunk Shot or a Hyper Beam or something. But now there's a Virizion, and this battle just looked a lot better. It's looking up. So there's the first one. I was trying to throw that. Normally I wouldn't throw that, but I was just going for the attack boost, which it's like 10%, I think, if anybody wants to comment. But I think it's 10% for that attack boost chance, attack and defense boost. But yeah, no problem. And that is it. Game over. On to the next one. Yeah, I've had it. The worst though is when you lose the first three and then it's just damage control. You're gonna lose points, but you're trying to make it like 2 and 3, so you lose as little as possible. We start things off with an Ampharos, which is not that great. So there it goes. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with this Surf immediately. And it is a Shadow Ampharos, so they do shield. We do at least get a shield from them. And we're gonna go ahead and just let this one hit us. Thunder Punch. And then our Lapras is down. So here comes Virizion. Just keep on punching away. It's Virizion versus Virizion. They bring in a Virizion of their own, and we bring in Togekiss. Gonna go ahead. I'm gonna shield this one. It is a Stone Edge, and then they are gonna throw a sword attack, which is a Sacred Sword, and we are gonna do nothing because we know it's not Stone Edge. And here comes Ampharos. We're gonna shield this one. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw this flamethrower and see what happens. There it is. And Ampharos is done. And so now we have a Walrein. And as soon as we see that Walrein, we are bringing our friend Virizion back in, and it's going to do its thing. Sacred Sword after Sacred Sword. And there it goes. We're going to get another attack on us, but no problem. We're going to let that one hit us. And then at this point, it's just game over. We win. And now it is on to the next battle. So we are officially 1-1. And hopefully we will do better, which I know we will because this was filmed earlier. So here we go. I have a Giratina lead. And immediately, as soon as it says go, which it does, they switch to an Ampharos. We're going to switch to Virizion. Same thing as before. I thought this person was like, using the exact same team as the team we lost to with the Magnezone in the back. And so, especially after the Zap Cannon. So I was like, oof, not gonna fool me a second time. No siree. So there's a Secret Sword. And then a little bit of delay, and here comes Giratina. And I'm gonna use this, and I use this Sacred Sword because I want to get Virizion the heck out of there so I can bring in Lapras, just in case they do have a Magnezone in the back. That way Virizion is primed and ready. That's why I use that charge move, just to waste the clock. So here comes an Ice Beam. They do shield that one, no problem. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to use a second Ice Beam. And they go ahead and they opt not to shield this one. And so here comes Venusaur. Good old Venusaur. We're going to throw this Surf, just trying to do as much damage as humanly possible. There it is. We get it down pretty darn low, and then we bring Virizion back in. And we obviously aren't going to shield here because we want Venusaur to waste its energy that it just used. So here comes Togekiss. Quickly they realize that there's not much they can do with our 2 shields, and it is game over. In time for the next battle, we are now 2-1. And here it goes. I believe this is the one I lose. I'm 2-2, and then, yeah. End up going 2-2, and then we win the last one. Jellicent is definitely one of our core killers. Not too much you can do against it except for just use Surf. It'll get 2 Shadow Balls off against you. It's tough. I beat a Jellicent earlier, and I might post that one just to show you guys, but that was mostly just luck because it had 2 normal types in the back. But Jellicent is definitely a tough one. Luckily, we don't see too many Jellicent hanging on out. Another Shadow Ball. Bring Togekiss in. Yeah, it's definitely a toughie, but one you don't really see a lot of. And then you get one more off. Bubble Beam. And yeah, here comes their Fairy. Their Charmer. A lot of people do use Alolan Ninetales. I think it's a little bit better than Togekiss and Ultra. Obviously, in Masters, Togekiss is better. Master Premier Togekiss is better. But in Ultra, definitely. Um, Ninetales is better. It's just that I didn't have a good one. I really didn't. So not much I can do about that. My wife, she does have a good one, so she's able to use hers, but yeah, I just don't. All right, on to the next one. And here we go. We have a Walrein lead. So immediately what we're going to do is just keep plugging away with our fast move. There it goes. Here comes the Surf. And that's pretty much what we do with Walrein, just because we don't have that Skull Bash. We do use Ice, so there's not a whole lot we can do to it. We switch in Virizion quickly and get this Sacred Sword off. There it is. They do shield, which is great news for us because they are going to use an ice attack against us. There it is. And then we're just going to keep plugging away and wondering why they're not switching. So that means they have something in the back that they don't want us to see. There's another Icicle Spear. And then here comes a Virizion of their own. And there it is. And then we're going to use one more. And then we will be quick switching immediately to our friend. Quick switching once Virizion is dead. Guess who's coming back to the party? Well, for the first time after this set. So we have Togekiss here. And you know what? Don't be alarmed. It's just going to Leaf Blade. Not much they can do. So here comes Auroras, and this is bad news for us because at this point there's not much we can do. We can throw that Ancient Power. We can bring Lapras back in to take care of this Walrein. There it is. And then Walrein is actually going to use an Icicle Spear here, which is relatively good news for us because an Earthquake would have killed us, obviously. So here it comes. There's an Icicle Spear. And then a few extra boosts. And Walrein is down. So here comes this Aurorus. We're going to use the Surf, which is actually great news for us. There it is. And then we are trying to quick switch immediately to our friend Togekiss. We do get that extra fast movement. They use Meteor Beam for some reason, and then that's it. I was expecting them to have double charged Weather Ball, so that was really confusing to me. And you know what? We'll take it though. Absolutely, we'll take it. And it's on to the next battle. Let's do it. So Charizard here, a shiny Charizard. Very nice. So this person is so good. They catch every single one of my attacks. But in the end, it's just you could just be the best at that. But sometimes the team just doesn't align. And your opponent just has like your opponent's team just is just made. It seems like it's made to beat yours. Sometimes it happens. And in this case, for this poor guy, it's exactly what happened. Just like that Jellicent team, it felt like it was made to beat us. Our team was made to beat it. This team. Body Slam, go ahead and just finish it off with your fast. Save that Stone Edge for our friend Charizard. Here's that Dragon Claw. We're going to throw this Stone Edge right here. And there it goes. They do shield. Great news. We try to get a Sacred Sword off, but they aren't biting. They know exactly what the count is. They do a really good job. So, do a little bit of damage. Here comes our friend Lapras in. Lapras, we're not going to shield. We're going to just take it, and then they switch right to Obstagoon as we throw the Surf. But we have Togekiss in the back. And I was really hoping the person would just give up at this point because there's not much they can do. They do get the attack boost, but it's just too little too late. Nothing else that can really be done. So here it is. And then they throw 2 more charge moves, and I'm just like, oh, why? At this point, I'm like, you did a good job, but just quit. Because you're just wasting our time. We know they're Dragon Claws. I'm still going to shield. There it is. And that's it. Game over. Finally. All right, on to the next one. Let's do it. Venusaur, and this was a toughie because Venusaur is one of those where sometimes we get lucky and they don't shield our Ice Beam, but a lot of times they know that we do have Ice Beam because it's still, a possibility that Lapras has it instead of Skull Bash. And here comes the Ice Beam. They do shield it, and now at this point we're going to charge it on up and use this Surf. I made a mistake. I, for some reason, thought I could kill it without getting the third one off, but I was totally wrong. And in the end, we still won this battle, but it did cost me a little bit. There's that. We bring in Virizion, and Virizion just finishes it off before it can get a 4th one off. So that's that. And who's coming up? It's our old friend Ampharos. Throw this Sacred Sword like crazy. We have it all charged and ready to go. There it is. Throw another one. Because why not? There it goes. And then we're going to wait, see what this is. And I believe this is a Thunder Punch. Yep, this is a Thunder Punch. They're going to get one more off. There's this one. They shield it, and they get one last Thunder Punch off. There it is. And we are going to use one last Sacred Sword. And here comes Golem. So with Golem, Sacred Sword, that's all you need to use. There's that. We're going to hit him, and then we're going to quick switch so that Togekiss absorbs that charged energy, but in reality, we're doing good. Not much else they can do, and it is game over. We win. Not too shabby. All right, time for the next one. Let's do it. I believe this is the one. I win this one, and I lose my last one. Yep. So we have a Wigglytuff. This person had a really interesting team. They had 2 Charmers and a Giratina. So really rare to see Wigglytuff in anything but Great League. Even these days in Great League, it's pretty rare sight to see. But yeah, we use this surf, take care of it. Wigglytuff is down. And here comes Ninetales. Charming away. We're going to use another surf. And there we go. We don't have time to get another one off, but it is a little over half health, so a little less than half health. So here comes a Weather Ball. We're going to shield it because we don't want Togekiss to die. Here comes another Weather Ball, and same thing. Go ahead and shield it. There it is. And here comes Giratina, and then they quit. And that's that. On to the last battle. Let's do it. The last one was tough. They had Charizard lead, but that doesn't always guarantee, victory. Sometimes it'll get caught up and it'll lose, like this one. Or Giratina. Either doesn't necessarily need victory. So they quick switch immediately to Ninetales. We are going to go ahead, keep throwing that surf. There it is. There's the first surf. And then here comes a second surf. Go ahead, we're going to shield this Psyshock. There it is. And unfortunately, they have a Talonflame in the back, which isn't that great for us. Not something you want to see. There's that, and then who's coming in? It is Giratina. And we throw that ice, and then we say goodbye to our friend Lapras, and in reality, that was kind of the point we were screwed. And then it goes on for a little bit longer, but in the end, I quit here in a second. One last charge move for fun, just to see if we get that attack boost. No, and it is over. And that is that. Good effort indeed.